GLP-1.
Howdy, howdy. Let me pause this music for just a second, and then we'll put it back on once we actually start working here, if I can find the correct tab. Oh, well, it's been a while. So if you're out there watching, thank you. I appreciate it. We're just gonna keep it like super chill today. I'm gonna work on this This is the Kappa from Kerby Rosanes Mythic World. I'm actually working in the UK edition of this book. I like the paper better in the UK versions. It handles water much better than the US books, but I'm not working with water today. Hi Sonia, how are you? Welcome, welcome. How was your holiday? Did you get any fun new art goodies? Oh gosh, I actually did get some art supplies, but so I got the gigantic, like seriously, this thing is beefy, and will probably at some point do a video with it, but I got the big art whale jelly gouache in the cups that have the lids. So I'm excited to play around with those, but we're not gonna paint today. We're gonna work on this because I don't even know, like, okay, so this is, I can't even remember when I started this, but it was a long time ago. It was quite a while ago. And I've pulled it out a couple times. I actually think there might be like one other live that we worked on this image. I'll have to go through it and check. But I used for the base of the monster, I used a couple of white label Ohuhu water-based markers. Not the new paper-friendly markers, which I actually have, and hopefully I can get myself to a point where I am feeling up to doing a video with those as well. I've been playing around with them and doing some testing with those markers. But yeah, so the monster is based with water-based markers, and then I started using the Derwent Chromaflow pencils for the detail work. And those pencils were on my desk. I got the newest colors in that set over the summer, and I was cleaning up in my office in anticipation of trying to get back into some projects and whatnot. And I figured since the chromophiles were out on my desk, I would work on this. You got the 24 Daniel Smith palette, which you've had on your list for a while. Wasn't sure if you really wanted it. I love Daniel Smith paints. I know a lot of people are like, but they're some of my favorite watercolor paints to use. With the tariffs coming in soon, probably decided it's time to promote it to the active wish list. Yeah, yeah. The whole tariff tariff thing is yeah, without getting too political, I'm just, yeah, it's hi Marilyn, how are you? Welcome, thank you for the work and lurk, I appreciate it. Yeah, I know they get like, but I guess when it comes down to it, you're gonna find that like with any supply in any brand, um people are gonna have their favorites, and I just like to experiment. I like to try all sorts of different things. I am going to move my microphone here, so if you get any feedback or weirdness, I apologize. And please let me know if the volume on the mic is not good. I have moved things around in here, and um until I started working on the Hannah Carlson page, I largely wasn't even using my office. I would say I would come in here to like uh check medical stuff and for appointments, for video appointments and things like that. But I hit a period where one, I wasn't feeling very like creative at all. I had shifted some focus to trying to get back into a better like fitness and health routine and whatnot. But then of course, they can't keep my thyroid levels stable, so I just go from one extreme to the other. But yeah, I just kind of like lost my mojo for a while. And yeah, so I had stuff like all piled up on my desk and things that I was trying to sort through, um and then when we're up to 5 cats now. We adopted Minerva in September, and so she was actually in my office. This was her safe zone for a little while until we integrated her, and then we uh have been having behavioral issues with Aluso and Parker, our male cats, for a while, and it hit a point where I had to make some decisions, and so Aluso spends some time in here in my office if we're having a hard time with him. This is kind of like his chill out room. So now or never. Selection of colors in the palette is a bit unusual, so it's actually where did you get your set from? I'll have to look like afterwards because I want to see what colors are in that set. Mix all your supplies on a coloring page. All your pencils and watercolor paints are made by color, not brand, in their holders. See, that's how I like to work, because maybe I like a certain blue with in like one brand, but I like a pink in another. So like my watercolor palettes, I think I have two self-curated palettes. One of them is all Daniel Smith, and then one is like a hodgepodge of a couple different brands, and I actually find I use that one more often than just my Daniel Smith paint. Also buy paint colors that I like from any brand, although I prefer some brands to others. It's about getting supplies that work for you. Exactly. And yes, 5 cats. We're up to 5 now. Take your time with what you do on YouTube. Don't overdo it. It's not supposed to cause you stress, so to speak. I know, but it's hard because it's like I'm not working outside the house, and like there's that part of me that like I want to work, but I like with all of the appointments and just the inconsistency of it, I don't feel like I have a whole lot to give to an employer. And so this is kind of like supposed to be something that I could do that would hopefully like contribute. And I can't even do this like some days. It's like they've jacked up my joints to the point where, so I'm in the process of I filed for an increase with the VA to have my thyroid disability evaluated, and I'm just basically like I can't even do my side hustle consistently at this point. So, hi Thea, how are you? I hope you had a lovely holiday as well. Polly's tin was turned into your watercolor palette, and it holds your watercolor except your Genzi Tambi because those pans are huge. Oh, that's a cool idea. I didn't even think about that, because now I have I ordered when I ordered my new the new colors of the Derwent Chromaflows, I got it from Cult Pens, and they sent them to me in the 150 tin. So I have an extra tin, which is gigantic, by the way, and it's like I don't keep my pencils like that, so I'm like, what do I do with this? I have actually, and I'm sure some of y'all are probably just gonna, I've thrown out most of my tins for my pencils. Because it was like, it was just taking up space in my office, and there's not a whole lot of space in here, anyways. But let's go ahead and I'm gonna get started on this one. So I was kind of working my way uh around the page. The obviously the first thing that I did with this was the base for the monster and then the pencil work, and so I worked on the hair below the waterline a little bit the other day, and then because I can't remember exactly what colors I used on for the pencils on the shells here, so I was kind of having to like figure figure out how to continue it. um because it was I had started doing something, I think, with like grays here, and only on like two of these, and I was like, oh, how am I gonna carry that through the rest of this? So I probably will come back and work a little bit on this. I found one of the grays in the new colors worked pretty well for what I was trying to accomplish, and I may go back and try and darken this area up, because I was doing this whole like the concept of it's gonna be darker down at the bottom, because as you get deeper into the water, it gets darker. And like, on the hair here, it's gonna be darker when the hair is wet. So I was trying to kind of keep that in mind with this. And then I have an idea for how I want to do the water, but I don't think we'll get to that today. So we may end up coming back to this at some point, coming back to this page, because I know I'm not going to finish it today. Um, there is another. God, I feel like when I turn to look at this, like my microphone is not in an optimal position, but also I don't want to keep smacking it with my with my head. But I don't know. I may we may end up with a couple 30-minute WIP videos for this one. We will see how that goes. The Polystyrene holds more half pans than any half pan actual watercolor palette that I've. Oh, that's super cool. Repurpose some of your pencil tins for organization, but some have gotten tossed. Okay, see, I feel a little bit better that I'm not the only one that that has tossed some of my tins. And actually, since we're getting into the new year, I'm going to do this real quick. So, um, let me find the link for it here. Maybe. If it'll let me, because I have streamer mode enabled. Do, 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 do. Hold on. I gotta figure out how to do this. Because I'm not sure if I send this link, how. Oh, blah, 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 blah. Let me see. Okay, I'm gonna try this. So I've talked about this before, and I wasn't, excuse me, I wasn't sure that I was gonna open up my Discord um yet, but I have a Discord. It was primarily for gaming, since I started it when I was doing live streaming gaming over on Twitch. But since I am only intermittently active here on YouTube as of late, that might be a good way for you guys to keep in touch with me outside of just YouTube. So let me try this. Um, I don't know if this will work, but if you guys have Discord, I know Sonia, you're already in the Discord, but feel free to try that and see if it works. And if not, then I will try and find, so that's like supposed to be the one that, like, if you want to send it to, like, I'm not exactly sure how it works, but I haven't been super active in there, but it's there, and I should probably start sharing my things there again. But and I'm not exactly sure what other color I'm going to use for this tree, or if I just want to kind of keep it pretty simple. And I might just stick to like two colors here. We'll see. And I'm actually surprised no cats have come to visit me since my door is open. I didn't want to close it because occasionally Minerva comes in here and likes to sit in the window. But yeah, I've come to find I really enjoy these pencils. Now, I did the page in God Jewel just with these, but I think because that was a smaller page, it wasn't like this like double page super intricately detailed page. It was pretty easy for me to accomplish with just the color pencils. I do wish that they had gone with the chunkier barrel on these, because if I'm not careful with how I hold them, I can't use them for very long because my hands start to hurt. But I have taken kind of a bit of a different approach to my coloring since I've had all of these issues with my joints. And I'm not saying that like I'm not focusing on making my pages look detailed and aesthetically pleasing, but I've come to kind of discover that I like the almost rough and textured unfinished look with colored pencils as I keep going off the page versus just, you know, flat, smooth color. And I find that a little bit easier to do with these pencils. And if I block my colors in lightly like I do with the polychromos, it makes it a lot easier to get those blends where I actually want them. But I'm just at this point now where with everything going on, if I don't kind of adapt my style a little bit, I will never finish anything. And I've had to be a little bit more choosy about um what supplies I use. Oh, do I not have an eraser on my desk? Do I not have a pencil with an eraser? I do not. That's okay. Whatevs. Where are you? The lighting in my office keeps changing, so I have to adjust the settings. Yeah, I don't know why it won't let me click the auto option there, but like all these little like fiddly little bits. I wish the color of this showed up a little bit better. It looks like super washed out. Okay, that's a little better. Oops, I missed a whole part of this branch up here. We only have a couple months before Kirby's new book comes out. I saw some of the previews, and there's a couple pages that he shared that I am definitely looking forward to tackling. I want the new Kirby book, but haven't touched any of mine in forever, so I don't know. That's fair. That's fair. But to be an enabler, a lot of his recent books that have come out were compilation books. So if there were pages that you had already completed in the original book, or just not picked up like the compilation books because you already had the original book, this is a completely new series. If that potentially helps you maybe consider okay, I don't want people singing over top of me. We need the instrumental music. Oh my goodness, what is this, all singing? That's not what we want. That's true, and I like his art, so I might get it to look at it. Or I may just wait until the flip-throughs start rolling in and get an idea of what all of the images look like. Although, oh my gosh, the preview that the previews that he shared, there were quite a few of them, so like it's a good idea of what the book encompasses. Like, it wasn't just like one or two, it was fairly, it looked like substantial showing of what's in the book. It even looked like there was a, I'm assuming it's from The Wizard of Oz. Because it very much looks like the Twister with Dorothy's house in it. And because I have been obsessed with Wicked as of late, that one definitely caught my eye. I was not a Kirby person, then poof, I was, because I learned you could ignore elements, use mixed media to make it go by faster. Exactly. Exactly. Like, I get, some people feel like they are, like, if they cover things up, or that, like, don't leave Kirby's line work showing through, that they're, like, doing the book a disservice, and I get that. But also, it's a coloring book, and if he didn't want us to add our own, like, vision to it, he wouldn't release it as a coloring book. Do ever get only his compilation, so if I mess up something, usually two of the same image, only exception is Fragile World and Dark Fairy Tales. I'll get the actual books and the compilation books. Especially if I really like the book, because sometimes I will color something one way and then down the road decide I want to try something else. So I have some books that are kind of like my test books. Hate his initial work with all the doodles and ghosts, and I cover them as though they were part of the image. That's how I do it as well. Kind of like the hidden objects in the early mythographic books. I just color them into the image if I can. Kind of just ignore them. Learning to ignore the doodles was a game changer. Yeah, it makes those books so much more enjoyable. Can't get into the mythographic books. The newer ones without the hidden objects are a lot more enjoyable, and like I buy them for the collection and because to flip through them on the channel. but I really find myself gravitating towards Fabiana and Joseph Cadombang's books more so than a lot of the other mythographic artists. It's not to say that they're not good. I can appreciate their style, you know, for their style, but some of them I just can't get inspired to color the images. But see, at least with Kirby's doodles, they were built into the image. It's not just like, oh hey, you're coloring a picture of an underwater scene and there's a random like dump truck or something like in the middle of it. But I'm really glad that they took the feedback from their community to heart and got rid of those, because I imagine being like an illustrator and being told, oh well, you gotta put this random skate on your castle. I would be a little like about that as well. And I don't know, I think some of it too is, man, they churn those books out like every 3 months. And I think they would probably be more exciting if there was more time between the releases. Because I just, like, I feel like when I go on Amazon and I look to see, like, what's coming out, if I type in mythographic, they've got books scheduled, like, out through through next fall. So it almost takes kind of, like, the anticipation out of it. Need to let the anticipation build, yeah. Agree on the mythographic. Too many published too quickly saturates the mind. No need to rush and get one today or color now because something else is publishing tomorrow and I may want that more. Yeah. Yeah, that's That's perfect. Like, perfectly said. Like, it's like you barely get one and color in it, and the next one is coming out, is how I feel. And so then it's like, if you're a slower colorist, it's like you're abandoning a project in one book because the next mythographic book is coming out in like 5 minutes. I'm surprised no cats have come to yell at me because it's almost lunchtime. Man, I think it might be time for a new... I'm trying to decide if it's time for a new headset or if my kid messed with the sizing on this one, because he was in here in my office playing Project Zomboid the other day, and he always like tips my chair like way back and readjusts my headset, and I'm just like, hey, bro, you know, I offered to buy you your own computer to put in your room if you cleaned your room. Like, I'm not going to spend a bunch of money on a computer and put it in, you know, in a dumpster fire. And apparently that was not enough motivation to clean his room, so I was like, all right, well. Okay, I don't dislike the way that looks. Alright, I'm gonna finish these rocks down here before I take my break. Teen boy syndrome too, but if you ask my husband, my office craft room is beyond saving. That's fair, but like, I don't know. I'm at the point where I'm just like, your room is like a health and safety hazard. Well, okay, not quite that bad. We did go in there recently and like haul it out, but it just, and then I'm just like, you know what? This is my penance. This was me as a child. So, okay, where is? There you are, Shiraz. Oh, I gotta remember what color combo I used on this. I think it was pretty similar to the trees. Or the tree, I should say. It smells so horrible, but thank goodness he barely eats in there. Oh, that's what. So our basement family room where the PlayStation is pretty much my kids' like den, and yeah, there's days I go down there and it just smells like straight up like boy funk, and I'm just like, this is disgusting. I feel bad for the rabbits who live down there. It worked for mine. She cleaned her room over Christmas break and she can have the PC that's been sitting around for a couple months. Man, I wish that worked for mine. Oh, there is a whole chunk of rock over here that I missed. Because it's in the crack. She threw away a bunch of pencils that hid your eye, and I told her a few times that she doesn't want them anymore. I'll take them, and of course she forgot and chucked them out. Aw. That's a bummer. Okay, I'm pretty pleased with how this looks so far. I may go back and do a little bit more work on the tree, but that might be later once I can actually like lean over my desk and look at it. I don't want these to look quite the same as my monster, but let's see. It's a pretty light green. What is this? Lincoln green? It's kind of a grayish green. So let me see how this looks in here, because this is that's a little okay, let me put that aside. Let's okay, that's a little better. Just for some variation there. Have enough pencils? Yeah, I feel you. I'm actually, since I've been doing some tidying in my office, I have a friend who's, I think she's 7 or 8. She's got a birthday coming up, and she's been really into like art, particularly with colored pencils and markers. And so, like, I have some Ohuhu sets that I'm not using because I've either upgraded them or I got them for testing, and I think one set is a chisel and a bullet tip, and I prefer like the brush tip. And a couple other like art things that just they deserve to be used. It's just I have either like outgrown them because my style has changed. They're not bad supplies, they just don't quite fit into what I'm doing. So I've got to go through and make sure that there's nothing like dried out or anything, and then I was gonna send them to my friend's daughter for her birthday. I hope so. I would be thrilled as a kid if somebody was like, "Here you go, have some gently used like art supplies." I had almost considered sending her my Black Widows, but part of me wants to pull that case out and give them another try. Like, I think I love the color names and just the variety of them, but I just have found them really difficult to like to blend. And so they just kind of got put in the cabinet in our living room, in the still accessible if I need them, but where I wasn't, it was like in I guess it would be art supply purgatory. Not quite ready to like to let them go, but hi dress trunk, how are you? Welcome, welcome. How is your day going? Alright, I'm pretty happy with how this is turning out so far. It's pretty freeing when you just kind of like, I won't say ignore all of Kirby's hard work and detail lines, but I don't need to color every like nook and cranny. Not every detail line needs to be shaded or highlighted. I'm gonna try get this base color blocked in. But these pencils I do find work better when they're pretty sharp. Which unfortunately means they wear down fairly quickly, but at least you can get them open stock. Most of them anyways. I don't know if the new colors are all available open stock yet. I should look into that. So I know there was some spirited discussion about that when the new colors for the Chromaflows came out. Ugh. Yeah, I think that's unfortunately as much as I'm going to be able to break that, but it is what it is. Okay, I'm gonna take a quick break. I am going to go and give the cats their lunch, and I will be right back. Okay, I am back. Let's see. I'm not sure, like, all of these little plants and whatnot. If those are actual, like, plants or if they're Kerby plants. So, we'll figure something out. So, apparently I missed some grass. Hi, Brittany! Cold weather and dry air keeps irritating your nose. That's unfortunate. I am sorry to hear that, but I can also commiserate because it is pretty cold and dry here too. Has it snowed or is snowing where, I'm in New York, and yes, we, have definitely had, snow. Currently, though, my god, why is this entire playlist just lyric songs? I just want instrumental music. Currently it's 44, but it's supposed to rain today. Okay, I'm gonna put the lo-fi playlist on. Let's see if that's better, because I'm tired of reaching over and having to change it because It's all lyric-based music on that playlist. Okay, so... $52 and you have a storm coming through? That sounds like here. Oh. Hello, Minerva. Is there stuff in your chair, ma'am? Oh gosh, there's cats. Oh my gosh, there's cats everywhere. Hi. Hello, other ma'am. What's the matter? What you doing? Did you get your lunch? I heard, so there's a, I have one of the litter boxes in my office, in case I have to separate the boys and put Luso in here. I turn around and Minerva's in the litter box, and then I turn around the other way and Esther is on my desk. What you doing, baby? You wanna come over here, or are you gonna leave? What you doing? You gonna come over here? I know there's stuff, but as long as you don't knock that over, you can come over here. Let's see. Apparently the temperatures are supposed to drop to freezing in the next couple days, and once the storm is cleared. And there's a cat that's been coming to visit for a few months and she really wants to come in, which Callie and Mongo aren't going to allow. I think, if you separate her into her own space and you do slow introductions, that they would adjust. But yeah, you can't just take new cat and plop them into, well, most of the time. It kind of happened that way with Lorna, but she was a kitten at the time, and Esther was pretty much like, oh, yeah, I got this, you guys. I raise baby. But yeah, with the adults, it is a little trickier. But yeah, 5 is that's my max. Considering like 2 months after we adopted Minerva, she was diagnosed with, of all things, hyperthyroidism. So she had a rough Christmas. Plus, we still have the God, that sounded horrible to say we still have, but you know, we've got the rabbits, and they're both seniors now, and then Ollie, our adult guinea pig, will be a senior this year. And then we just brought home the baby, which I would have always done what was best for Ollie, but I was very much in no more guinea pigs for the time being. It's like you get into a cycle with them where you generally, guinea pig hierarchy is like in the wild is one boar to a herd of sows. But unless I wanted to have Ollie neutered, which is entirely in the realm of possibility. If he was younger, I probably would have gone that route, but since he's older now, I'm not going to put him, you know, through a surgery. But mine have all been boys, and we have paired them up. So if you're not going to go the neutered boar to harem of sows route, it's generally easier to have a baby and easier to pair up a baby with an adult. But then you end up with like an age gap. And so then there always ends up this like, because like Ollie is 4 and Nitro is probably 8 to 10 weeks old. And so then you know, your senior pig ends up passing away, and you don't want the remaining pig to, you know, languish because they're all by themselves. And so it just becomes this endless like cycle of guinea pigs. And we've had, we moved into this house in 2016, and since then we have had 10 guinea pigs, and I'm down to 2. And when they get sick, it's bad, because a lot of times, because they're prey animals, they hide it until they can't anymore. So a lot of times, by the time you realize something has gone wrong, it has gone very wrong. And oh gosh, camera what? Oh, not sure what happened there. Sorry about that. But I tend to be the one that when stuff like that happens, I'm the one that's running to the vet and doing the hand feeding and all of that stuff, and everybody else just gets to enjoy them. So compassion fatigue is real, and I was like, I can't. Like, I need a break. And we had stopped to pick up some supplies at like our local ranch supply store, and they usually have they have small animals there, and I try and stay away from that back room because obviously I have a bleeding heart. But it was actually my partner this time. He wandered back there, and I come over and I'm like, oh, what's going on? And he's just like, he looked at me, he locked eyes with me, and Ollie is miserable. He just hides in his cube, and then all of a sudden Nitro just like squeaked at my partner, and I said, he's coming home with us, isn't he? And so we brought baby Nitro home. And man, I had forgot how messy baby guinea pigs are. I come downstairs in the morning and the pens look like they had some kind of frat party. It just completely trashed. Cat is still on his sensitive skin and stomach with glands. I mean, they don't need to eat grains. I mean, in the wild, the only grains that they would ingest would be through whatever they've eaten. A lot of that stuff is just filler in food. It's cheap ingredients. But, I mean, I have 3 on prescription diets. And if the anti-thyroid medication doesn't work for Minerva, I may have to put her on the iodine-reduced thyroid food, which I don't want to do. At least until I can put the money aside to have the radiation therapy done. Yeah, that's pretty much how I do it as well. Mine get dry food in the morning when my husband feeds them before he goes to work. They get wet food at lunch when I feed them lunch. And then they get both at dinner. I don't free feed, so they pretty much eat everything in a sitting. £15, so he's within the weight range that they want him at. Well, that's good. Oh, let's see. I'm just looking for pictures of Japanese plants because I want an idea of how I might want to color some of these. That's a pretty vibrant yellow. And also some grass that I missed. I think. Maybe? No. Using his cat tree more these days than sleeps in the bigger hammock. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, we just moved our bigger cat tree out of our guest room and into our dining room, and they seem to be enjoying having it. It's getting a lot more use. Yeah, all of mine were fixed before they came to us, except for Lorna, and I had Had her done last year. I think this is part of the tree. Okay, let's see. What do I have here? That is Jazzberry. What the vet has him on? Hi Simone, welcome on in. Hello, hello. Okay, I kind of like the way that looks. I think I'm gonna go with the coffee bean for these little roof things and then some of the gray. Don't really want to use black. Bonsoir! I can afford the Identity brand wet cat food in the 3-ounce cans that have no organ meats, but 97 to 98% meat and a little bit of vegetables. I'd do it in a heartbeat if his vet would let him. Hey, so, don't be afraid to, like, he's your cat. So, even if you're, like, if your vet suggests something that you're not comfortable with or that you think might be not the best for him, you don't have to, like, you don't have to do every single thing that your vet says if you don't feel that it's right for your pet. And I mean, all commercial cat foods have taurine added to them. Like, they have to be compliant. If you're purchasing cat food that has no taurine in it, cats need taurine to survive. And yes, these are the Chromaflows. But, yeah, the base of the monster and the bottom part of his shell, was done with Ohuhu, water-based markers. And then I'm using, the Chromaflows for the detail and the finer work. And then I have another idea I want to use for the water. But I don't think we'll get to that today. Because I still have to color all of the plants at the bottom. And all of the fish, and to make sure that I have all of the detail work on my monster done that I am going to do. And while I am on this part, where is it? Oh, let's see. Let's do... I'm pretty sure that most of what I've been using are the newer colors. There may be a couple that are from the original lineup, but I haven't pulled anything out of my case. So I had all of the new colors on the desk, and then there was a couple like stray pencils that I found from another project when I was cleaning up, but most of these are the new. So I'm gonna leave the water for right now because it's gonna depend on what I end up doing for this part, because I want them to look cohesive. But I am going to actually, this is a better. I do have all 150 colors of the Chromaflows. I got the new ones over the summer when I came back from my my last annual tour with the reserves. So I got them for myself as a retirement gift. Yeah, I'm not sure how long it will take for the remaining colors to come to the US. I'm sure they'll be out on Cult Pens. I know that Cult Pens has 28 of them available open stock. That's where I got the 78 new colors. Okay, let's see here. I'm gonna move these over here so I can move my book, because let's see, what time is it? I've got probably another 30 minutes or so in me, so I'm gonna start trying to block in some color on these plants. buying the rest of the 28 Inktense pencils and the rest of the light fast color pencils, along with one missing color of Inktense. I need to use my Inktense more. But I currently don't have any whips using my Inktense, and I'm really like, it's kind of my goal is to, at least for maybe the first couple months of the year, and of course it's gonna depend on health stuff, but really like to focus on whips and clearing up some things that have been unfinished for far too long. Nearly bought the remaining 28 colors for Black Friday, but then I was like, no, use the other 72 more and then we can talk. That's fair. Use what you've got first. I feel like at this point, like for me, I use these pencils a fair bit. I actually really like them on, oh man, that is a piece of his arm that I don't know where that marker is, so let me see what I've got here that I can use to, okay, there we go. We can fill that in. Nobody will know. Can't even tell. But these are definitely not, I would never attempt to use just these on a page like this. But I think that for smaller pages, like the God Jewel page that I did, and these are really nice in Hannah's books, on the paper in her books. They do really well in there. And since those images are a little smaller and more condensed for the most part, but like for Kerby books, I would absolutely use these with like marker bases. Ooh, pizzas. In the polys, yeah. Those tend to be my my go-tos. I have considered parting with some of my other pencils, but then I feel like with the Derwents, that's kind of for me that's like a collection type thing because I enjoy their pencils so much. So even if I'm not using them regularly, I don't want to like offload my Lightfast pencils or anything like that. And it is nice to have a some cheaper, more affordable pencils to use like in between. But then there's I don't know. So I've bought a bunch of the Artex, the acrylic marker sets. And I like the dual tip pens. You know, we used them in that on that one Kerby project. But I have heard some unfortunate things from some other creators about Artex's sponsorship practices and how they approach working with creators. That not that they're like, you know, banging on my door to like offer me a sponsorship or anything like that, which is fine. I don't care about that. But then it's like, do I want to continue to use and promote products where the company is treating people they are trying to get to partner with them? Like, I don't know. I don't know. So, I mean, obviously, since I have the supplies, I'm going to use them. I just don't know if I will buy any more once I use what I have up, which, realistically, I will probably never use them up. Older sets of Derwent Inktense pencils, turquoise color versus the tan color. I didn't realize that there was... Are you talking like the color of the tin or the color, or like, are we talking about a pencil? Like, because I wasn't aware that there was variations in like the pencil colors, but I know that there's different artwork on the tins. There's on some of the older sets, I can't remember who the artist was that that did the cover artwork, but I know that the newer branding, Lisa Lockery did a lot of stuff for the Inktense pencils. Well, honestly, at this point, if I had the money, if Cult Pens is still selling um the new colors as a set, I would probably just buy another one of those. I feel like I use them enough that that's going to be the only way for me to get updates to some of these colors until they come out here in the US. The one in the older style tin. Because I think it's not so much anything to do with the colors. It's just the branding on the tin. Because I'm pretty sure. Hold on a second. I can look here. So the tan or the turquoise colored tins, that's the newer branding, because those are the ones that Lisa did the some of the artwork for. And then some of the smaller sets, like there's one that is like a really like dark purplish navy, like for the 24, that has like a picture of a peacock on it. So I'm thinking, obviously this is like super far out, but oh, Sonia, I just saw your message on Discord. I will definitely check that out because I don't think I've seen that set for the Daniel Smith paints. But I'm thinking that when Kirby's new book comes out, so it'll come out on a Tuesday, which is normally if I'm going to stream, um, when I stream, but my mail doesn't come until later in the day, so I'm thinking maybe we'll do, as long as, you know, I don't feel like complete garbage, or have any appointments or whatnot, that maybe we will do a Wednesday stream and we'll do a live flip through and then we'll start working on our first image. I mean, that's obviously, that's March, so it's a ways off, but only have the 72. Honestly, that's more than that's probably more than enough. I'm finding that now if I have too many color choices, it's just overwhelming. So I've been really trying to just stick to limited color palettes for any projects that I want to attempt to tackle. Like the 72, maybe 10 or use maybe 10 or 12 regularly. I honestly find that with quite a few of my colored pencil sets. Like I have my go-tos, and then you look at the rest of it and there's pencils that haven't even been sharpened. Also, welcome back, Thea. Welcome back, Marilyn. The blue screens and the moody purples and the Inktense. I do too. Although I feel like that tends to be like my go-to palette in general. Especially because I use purple, I use purple for a lot of shading. I use blue quite a bit as well. Indigo. break down Christmas for a bit. 3 days to put up and 2 days to take down. Ugh. Yeah, I need to tackle that at some point as well. I've been trying to at least, like, put... Because there's still, like, gifts and things that are underneath the tree that haven't made it to their new home yet. Okay, what are you? Egyptian blue. Egyptian blue, are you a little darker than I anticipated? I'm not looking to make more work for myself. Maybe I should have done the Egyptian blue first. Okay, it's not too bad. It's a little more blue than I thought it was gonna be. Okay. I feel like we got quite a bit done on this for just working with the pencils. Hi Yana, how are you? In Michigan visiting with family this week? That sounds like fun. Yeah, I was feeling alright, relatively speaking. So I figured I would have this sitting on my desk. I've been working on, you know, on and off. So I figured if I was gonna sit here, I'm hoping the rain today doesn't turn into snow. Ooh. Well, I will send good vibes for good weather for you. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. It's it's hard because it's like I want like all of this stuff at the bottom to like not completely blend in with my monster. But then I'm just thinking like if this was legitimately like in the water, it'd be all murky and gross and whatnot down there, so and then eventually I'm gonna go over all of this. I think I might pull out a couple of the Faber-Castell, the gel crayons, the gelatos, a couple of the transparents. I have an idea, but we're not gonna get to it today, so I'll probably bring this image back, because now that I'm like this deep in the weeds, it feels like it's on a path to completion. The big set of new twos arriving on Thursday. I've only had a small set and have been using them more and more. Nice. Did you get like the biggest set? I think I have like the middle set. I know I don't have the largest one they make, and I need to use those more too, but oh, nice. That's a very good price. Dang, I kind of wish I had known they were they were on sale for that price. Not that I mean, if I, at this point, I should just buy open stock of colors I think I need. Worth it to check to see if they had a lot on sale. I'll have to check that out. Although, I definitely, I shouldn't. I have a bunch of vet bills that need to be paid off first, so... Okay, I gotta figure out what I want to do with these fish. Let me... Okay. I'll probably do some more work on this down here off camera, but... Okay, so... I'm just gonna do some color blocking here before I stop. Yo. Okay, so I got 3 of those blocked in. Let's do... me see. Do I have that's a pretty similar color, interestingly enough, to the butterscotch. Silver mint. I love that so many of the Chromaflow colors have food names. Legit, it's like, did they have the meeting to pick names for this, like, before they went to lunch and everybody was hungry? I don't know where my eraser went. Do I have something in here with an eraser? Oh. Alright, let's see. Do you still work? Okay, I don't dislike that color combo, and it gives us a little something different, so... Okay, so I gotta remember those, and then... Because I'm not trying to do like 20 colors on these fish. Okay, so I've got a combo for those. Put these back over here. Okay, so that's for the fish. Okay, so... Oh, it's so hard to get this all on the camera. So, I think that's gonna be where I stop for today. My hand is actually starting to hurt, but, I'm really happy with the way this has turned out so far. We did quite a bit of work on this today. We finished up the rocks, these plants in the little house up here. We did the tree. I got all of these down at the bottom. Almost done. I've got a little bit of work to do on these down here, and maybe some more shading on our monster. And then the whooping cranes, I don't think will be too complicated. The mountains, I'm going to keep super simple. Most of this is going to end up... I'm going to keep the whole project... I'm going to try and keep the whole project simple. And then, I think we should be able to do... Let me put this back while I... maybe depending on what I accomplish off camera on this, maybe one more stream and actually be able to like finish this up, because it would be cool to do the water on camera with you guys and see if my idea pans out or if it goes horribly wrong. Hope you'll be able to do more live streams. I hope so too. I'm at the point now where, it's just gonna be, day by day, so I don't want to make any promises that I can't keep, because then I just feel like I'm disappointing everybody and also myself. So if I have the opportunity, there will be, you know, I'll put the schedule, like the little scheduled thing up, but I can't guarantee that it's gonna be any more in advance than, oh hey, I'm feeling okay this morning, let's stream in a couple hours. I just don't feel like I can schedule anything further out than that at this point. But it is what it is, and we will, like I said, take it a day at a time. But let me pause the music for a second. But yeah, thank you guys so much for coming and hanging out. I super appreciate all of your support. Hopefully everybody had a good holiday. Happy New Year. Be safe. And I will see you guys in the next one.